Good day, coaching officers and logisticians. My name is Loretta Akinjon, and I welcome you back to Nigeria's ELMIS YouTube channel. Today, you are about to learn how to conduct a physical inventory using the stock management model. Let's begin. Next, you select the stock management model and physical inventory, and I have the program, status, and action to take. Draft means that I have actually begun a physical inventory count. Not yet started means I have not begun a physical inventory stock count. Also note that across the different programs, a physical inventory is to be conducted at relevance. Let's work with the regimization. I'll click on continue. What can you see? The home page of the physical inventory. What you need to do is to observe the entire page of the physical inventory. For example, I can see my LGA code store name, the product code, manufacturer, lot batch number, expiry, stock on hand, current stock, VVM status, reasons and unaccounted quantity and actions. For the purpose of learning, and now you're about to conduct a physical inventory to update your stock on hand. Also, you will note that for every product, there is a list listed of batch numbers and the total stock on hand is aggregated in the first column that is grey above. Also, there is an unaccounted quantity that questions you to derive a particular reason of a debit or a credit. A credit reason means that your stock on hand is increased to its current stock, while a debit reason is reducing a stock on hand balance to its current stock. You might also deflect from adding a reason because sometimes the same stock on hand could be the same current stock balance. There is the alert. The alert shows you to fill the required field. I would like you to watch and learn with me. First, let's add a product. I do not have any devices, so I would come here to product and add a device. I'll select its batch number and add, then add the item. As you can see, my devices has been updated. Let's proceed. Let's do a credit reasons. For measles 1, I have 760 doses, but what I do have is 8,000 doses. Then I will input the VVM status and I would add a credit reason. For instance, be careful that you are always constantly receiving and issuing out your vaccines. Let's do another credit reason with another example. I have 40 doses of this same batch number. What I do have is 60 doses. What must have happened? The system asks to 20 doses. I'll select its VVM status as 2 because that is the current status of the vaccine, and I'll add a credit reason. I have 60, but what happened to 20? Where did 20 come from? Another example could be that I'm actually conducting my physical inventory and I noticed a credit of 20 doses. So I would impute my 20 doses and add. As you can see, my unaccounted quantities has adjusted. Then I'll update. Let's do a debit. I have 500 doses on my stock on hand for this particular batch number. But what I do have is 300 doses. I would select the VVM status accordingly and account for what happens to minus 200 doses. Of course, it's a debit reason I'm about to account for, but the question is, what happened? Maybe while conducting my issue and receive distribution, I omitted to issue out these 200 doses. So to balance and regulate my stock balance, I will simply select an under-issue debit reason, input the quantity as 200 doses and add. As you can see, my unaccounted quantities 4 minus 200 doses has been accounted for to 0. Let's do a debit again. I have 620 doses, but what I do have is 100 doses. The question is, what happened to 520 doses? I will come over here, select a status, and add a reason. Let's work with another example. Let's say I transferred it to another program. I will select the program to program transfer out and impute the 520 doses and add. Remember, I said the physical inventories need to be done according to their vaccine programs. Then I'll update. You have learned this and watch me complete this to the end. Before you submit, it's important that you go over your physical inventory once again to see that the VVM status, the accurate reasons, the stock on hand balances, current stock on hand balances are equal to what you have counted. You can see previous or next. If you have more than 1 or 2 pages, it would show over here and allow you to select next. But as you can see, I do not have a previous or a next page. What I do have is just one page. You have the options to save, submit, and delete. You could delete if you think you have made errors throughout the work. You could save to come back and continue as draft, or you could submit just like me. The physical inventory has invalid line items. What do you think must have happened? Like I said earlier, the system would allow you to let you know when you do not have a quantity being accounted for. All must be equal to 0 before you can submit. As you can see, these are the few errors that occur during the physical transaction without your knowledge, but the system is open to allow you to make your corrections. My unaccounted quantity must be 0. I have 69,000 for safety boxes. So what I need to do is to credit it in because I just added it. Good. Now we can submit easily. It will then ask you the date and you can put in your signature to submit with your name and confirm. The system gives you the options for you to physically print your physical inventory or not. I would go ahead and print, and this is the receipt of my physical inventory conducted during the course of the week. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.